Hi, this is Rachel with Carefree Crafting. Now I'm going to show you how to draw this mask pattern. You start with a rectangle that's 5 1/4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. I actually learned how to do this off of a website or off of a YouTube video, and then I altered it so much trying to make filters and make it fit my face and other adult faces that it doesn't really much resemble the original measurements, but the technique is still there. So you start with 5 1/4 inches by 5 inches. In the upper left corner, measure over 1/2 inch and make a mark. And then, still working with the upper left corner, come down 1 1/2 inches and make a mark, and then 2 1/4 inches and make a mark. Working with the bottom corner, come over 1 1/2 inches, and then working with the bottom right corner, come up 1 1/4 inches, and then back to the top right corner. You want to come down 1 1/4 inches. Now you'll connect these lines. Now you have these, but it's very angular. This wouldn't be very comfortable. It might even be difficult to sew. So we're going to round it out a little bit. You can use a set of curves if you want. This is Project Runway. Don't judge me. I've had it so long, I actually got this at Hancock's. So you can use the curve, or you can just freehand it. If you don't have that ruler, not a big deal. You just want to bow the line out slightly so that this is curved rather than angular, but don't go beyond the original square. Now you'll have a round front seam. Okay, so dip back here along, this is your chin, this is your nose. Forgive the handwriting, I'm not very good at writing sideways. From the chin to the jaw, it's just a very slight curve. Because the edges of our face aren't quite that angular. Now there's two ways to do this upper line. If you are making this for someone who works in an area where they cannot have wire in the nose, you'll want to follow the line a little bit and then make a pretty dramatic curve down until you come back to that line. If you intend to put wire in the nose, you actually want to make an S curve. To make the S curve, find a spot about 1/3 of the way through this line. It doesn't have to be highly precise, just so that everything is consistent once you start cutting your fabric. So then you'll curve out, just slightly out, coming toward that point, and then you'll curve just slightly in coming away from that point. Now we're going to cut this out and I'll show you how to grade the pattern. I drew along the edges with black magic marker just to show you what I'm doing. Make it easier to see the original template. This template, as we just cut it out, is child size. Now to make the small adult, we will go around and we will add the 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. There you have the small adult. Now to make the medium size, come to this corner, make a mark 1/4 of an inch further on, come to this corner and make a mark also 1/4 of an inch further on. The size of this back seam stays constant. So to make the medium, you just extend this line a little bit longer and then trace the bottom of your pattern from this point back to this corner like this. So you keep the same line, and then up here you'll do the same thing. It gets a little bit more difficult, but you'll just trace the same line back to that corner. To make the large, add 1/8 of an inch right here, and then on each of these corners you will add 1/4 inch on the bottom and 1/8 of an inch on the top, and then you'll just follow the same lines. So this line will just echo 1/8 of an inch out. And then again use this line to trace it back to the same corner at the ear and the jaw. Use the bottom of your template again to get the same line. And that's how you grade your pattern. Most people will be an adult small. So for most people, you draw the child pattern and you just add your 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you click on the eye, you'll see links to the mask, and if you check the description box, we are trying to upload the template to our website so that you don't have to draw this. But I wanted to put these instructions out in case there's any snafu with our website, because right now the CDC has reversed course and they want everyone to wear a mask, and so we need to get the patterns out there and make them available. Let me know what you think of this. Stay well. Thank you for choosing Carefree Crafting.